Now, spam fried rice. We're going to use 2 whisked eggs. So when we start cooking in a second, guys, you want to hear that instant sizzle, okay? And the key is as well, because we're cooking on quite a low flame, you'll have this problem when you are cooking in caravans or camper vans or whatever you've got, is that we don't overcrowd the pan. Because if you overcrowd the pan, you're not going to get that caramelization that we normally get in a Chinese restaurant. So you know, sometimes if you cook the dish at home and it becomes more of a wet stir fry, it's because we've crowded the pan. So the key is now is to put ingredients in one at a time, let the wok recover with that heat, and then get the other ingredients in, okay? So we're going to turn this up to full now. Now, because this is a spam fried rice, but I've also got some bacon lardons here as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to render this down in the hot wok, which is going to give me the oil. So I'm going to try not to add any extra oil, but we'll see how we get on. This was gifted. This is a Hexclad. It was gifted. I did the BBC Good Food Show last year, and Hexclad had sponsored the stage. And they said to all the chefs, would you like any equipment being sent out? I was yeah, I'll have that, and that, please. And they sent it off. But yeah, they're very expensive. But it's a fantastic wok. You know, you can't, they're just brilliant woks. But a good non-stick wok, so you can go into your, like, I don't know if they sell things like this here, but go to your Amazon, Lidl, Aldi, wherever, supermarket, and just get yourself a good non-stick wok, £25-ish. And it'll last you about a year, and then eventually the non-stick will start to deteriorate, and then you'll have to get rid of it and buy another wok. I suppose spend £300 at the beginning, you've got a wok for life near enough. So all I'm doing, guys, is just cooking this bacon down, and then I'm going to add the spam, which is the star ingredients. This is about 1/3 of a tin of spam. Again, you've got to be careful of salt levels and other stuff, but again, we're camping. Of course, you can make fritters out of this. I've done it in a cube because obviously in a minute you'll get to sample, and hopefully you'll all get a bit of bacon and a bit of spam each. All right, so same thing, guys. I'm just going to try and leach out some of the oil that are naturally in that spam. Yeah, you can. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And for vegetarians, take the spam out, and you can do a mushroom fried rice or something like that instead. Chicken, king prawns, shrimps, anything you like really. So I've never tried tuna. I don't know if it worked with tuna. Tuna fried rice, maybe, maybe not. I think. I'm going to try and prove you wrong now and do it. So what I'm trying to do, guys, is get that caramelization. So I see some of you guys at the beginning, close up, you can start to see that I'm starting to get a tiny little bit of charring. So has anybody heard of the expression breath of the wok? No? So breath of the wok means the fire, it's called wok hay. It's like how you get heat into the wok. So if you watch a good Chinese chef in a restaurant, he'll be cooking away and you'll have flames licking around the food. Now what that's doing is imparting flavour, so that smokiness. So if you use a carbon steel wok, so if you've got a hob at home and it's gas, especially gas, a carbon steel wok, that patina is made up of that burnt oil, and that's where the non-stick comes from, and that's the breath of the wok. We can somehow try and cheat that a little bit by using non-stick, just by letting it caramelise. You know, some chefs call it burning, some call it caramelisation, but you do want a little tiny bit of burning because that makes all the difference, okay? So I am going to scrape it a little bit because once I get the rice in, it's going to stick. But the nice thing about these non-stick woks and this caramelisation is it comes straight off. Now at this point I am going to put just a tiny bit of oil in. So it's probably about a tablespoon or so that's gone in there. Now traditionally when you cook fried rice, the egg goes in at the beginning, but because I wanted to render off the bacon and the spam first, the egg goes in now. So that can go in there. And I'm just going to let that set for a second before I do anything else, and we'll break it up and then you'll have pieces of egg through that rice as well. Go on then.
When I do a fried rice, I always put the egg in near the end. So
Okay.
I probably would do it the wrong way round then.
It's all dependent on the heat of the wok. If you can get that wok really hot, get your egg in at the beginning.
Yeah,
Okay. But you know, if it goes in at the end, do you find though, if when you put it in towards the end, that it kind of disperses in the rice and you can't really see the egg in it?
Exactly, yeah.
See this, you'll get pieces of egg in there, and you'll see the pieces of egg. You know, it's instinctual cooking of any style, regardless whether you're doing Greek or Indian or Chinese. You know, you get the recipe and then you've got to play with it and you've got to see if that works for you. Okay, now this is chopped onion and I've got a little bit of minced garlic in here as well, guys, so be warned, if you're kissing your loved ones later, you might have a bit of garlic breath. And I'm just going to let that onion cook out with the garlic just for a minute or so, just to take out that rawness. I don't need to caramelise this really. Okay, so a little cheat, guys. So have you heard, everybody knows that when you cook fried rice at home, they say use day-old rice. Okay, the reason being is that when you try and do a fried rice when it's just been cooked, it's quite wet, and even, you know, so and it makes it very difficult to fry. So what you can do is cook the rice the day before, pop it in the fridge uncovered, and it will dry out in the fridge, or buy packet rice. You know, and this is just Tesco's. You can use any packet rice that you want really. Can't even open. I'm trying to not spill it everywhere as well. So we get the rice in. So I've done 2 packets because I know there'll be a few of you watching. But a packet will be easy sufficient for 2 people, okay? Oh no, you don't need to. It's pre-cooked already. So yeah, all I've done, just squeeze it all up in the packet so that it comes out as a brick. I'm not even going to attempt to toss it on here actually. There's too much in the pan to toss it. Flinging rice everywhere. Okay, now because the bacon and the spam's already in there, I'm going to try not to put any salt in, but I am going to use a little bit more, well, I'm going to use a little bit of light soy sauce, which I won't go in just yet, and some dark for that colour. And then we'll finish the dish off with a little bit of sesame oil in a second. Now it's important we don't put the soy sauce in too early. What happens is if you put it in too early, the soy sauce burns. So just before I think the rice is done, I've got to make sure it's heated through. I'll get the soy sauce in just to flavour. Okay, so light soy sauce for seasoning. I won't put too much in because of the spam and the lardons. Dark soy sauce for a little bit of colour. And you only need about half of what you put in with the other one. Do you want to check the seasoning for me? Now, instinctual cooking is all about, some people like it salty, some people like it a bit sweeter, some people like it spicy. Are you happy with the seasoning, sir?
Yeah, it's really nice.
So there should be plenty to put it, you know, there'll be a little sample for everybody, hopefully. Now, you thought that was nice. Okay, this is sesame oil. We do not cook with sesame oil. It's used as a seasoning, okay? Little tiny bit of sesame oil. Dip your fork back in again.
Does that give it a nutty taste?
You'll see a completely different taste now. Yeah? That tastes like Chinese steak oil all of a sudden, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Yeah? And it's the sesame oil that with the seasoning at the very, very end that makes it taste that little bit of authentic Chinese that we're talking about. Okay? So, spam fried rice done. Okay, all we're going to do now is do the extra protein and then you've got a full meal in about 15-20 minutes.